Hey guys, this is my fragrance channel where I share a lot of fragrance fun. My name is Sandra Solomon and besides me I have Rotten Rebel, and you are like an expert of John Varvatos fragrances and many more.
Yeah.
But you are the one I know with most Varvatos fragrances in your collection.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm an expert, but I do have quite a few. I enjoy them. Yeah, I'm happy to oblige you today.
Yes. So what we are going to do is that you are going to show me them and I'm going to try them out and I am going to rate them and give you
Cool.
my thoughts on them.
Nice.
Yes.
So should we just get started?
Yes.
So let's start with the fresher ones. And this is Artisan. And this is a light, fresh, citrusy
Yes.
fragrance. So this is one that I enjoy using when I want something that is more intimate for the summer.
Can it be a little bit boozy as well?
No, there are no boozy notes in it.
Okay. I pick up something strong. So
okay.
that's why I think it was kind of boozy, but maybe it's not. This is very citrusy.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of citrusy fragrances. This is, I would say, not that kind of light citrus fragrance. This is a bit more deeper and sharper.
Okay.
Yes. So is this one of your favorites from him?
No, we are going to try out Artisan Pure after this. That one is more in a more intense version of Artisan and way more heavy on the citrus. Okay. And I prefer that one when it's warm outside. But I do like using Artisan when I don't want that strong sillage and sort of a citrus heavy that Artisan Pure is.
Okay.
So I actually reach for Artisan Pure more often than Artisan, but it still has a use sometimes.
Okay. So I like this one, but I don't think it's a sexy fragrance. It's a fresh and clean fragrance. And I think I'm going to give it, out of 5, it's 3.
Okay. Let's try Artisan Pure then and see how you feel about that one. This to me, it has different kinds of citrus in it. And to me, this one is a lot stronger and more intense version of his citrus.
And more interesting, I would say. And maybe a little bit more green as well.
It has other facets to it also.
Yes.
I believe there's a bit of musk in it as well.
Maybe that's why.
And I think there's also like a floral touch to both Artisan and Artisan Pure. I can't remember the notes.
Is this maybe a little bit more spicy? Fresh spicy?
But I think the Artisan Pure has 3 or 4 different kinds of citrus in it. Okay. So it's really sort of a citrus heavy fragrance that is supposed to be worn mostly during summer. And I feel that it's a perfect summer fragrance. It's one of my favorite summer fragrances as well.
Yeah, and I agree. And I do like this one more than I like the just the Artisan. So I'm going to give this 3.5.
Okay,
Yes.
cool, interesting. So you actually prefer then Artisan Pure better than Artisan?
Yes, it's more interesting and a little bit more sexy.
Okay, cool. So let's move on to vintage now.
Yeah.
And a vintage is sort of a, I'm not going to say actually anything to avoid putting any words in your mouth, but it has, I believe, rhubarb, maybe a bit of lavender as well. I think it has a hint of leather to it and maybe a few woody notes as well. And also maybe a smoky touch to it.
I would say this is a fruity, woody fragrance. It's very, very masculine, and this now we are going into the sexy ones. I think.
Okay.
I think this is more sexy.
Okay.
But that's maybe because I don't think citrusy fragrances often are sexy, and this is not a citrusy one, not as much as the other ones as well.
And this is definitely not the freshies. So the first 2 ones are freshies. These are not sort of in the fresh territory.
No, and I did say fruity and woody, but also a little bit berry, I think.
Yeah.
I really like it. So I think I'm going to give it 4.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So this is interesting in the sense that I feel that it is quite unique, and I really don't have anything like this in my collection. But it's also one of the sort of a polarizing one in the sense that it really splits women in half. There are those that feel that this is an old mannish kind of scent. And there are those that just feels that it's a really nice one. And I do understand those who says that it's a old mannish kind of scent, because it's nothing like the modern super sweet or super aquatic or whatever it is. This has got an older, mature kind of vibe to it.
And I like that it
So
feels more...
I was actually surprised that you gave it a 4, because I would have thought that you would have given it, that you would have interpreted it the same way, that it would be a sort of old mannish.
No, but I like that you said that it's more mature, and I do think it's more complex than the other ones, and I like that.
Okay,
Yes.
so that one got a 4.
Yes, vintage
So
got a 4.
let's move on. And now we are going to go with Dark Rebel, which is a favorite of mine. And I believe you also own Dark Rebel, right? So we have the rum, we have
Yes.
a beautiful and addictive sugar cane note in it, which
So
I
good.
just love. We have a bit of leather to it as well. We have some sweet notes and a bit of tobacco, if I'm not wrong. So it's a bit of a mix of everything.
Yeah.
We have that boozy side, which is rum, which I love. So to me, this is like a rum with that sugar cane, a bunch of other accords. This is just I just love this one.
Yes, and I love the rum. I love that it's a little bit berry. And the name Dark Rebel. This is really it's a rebel fragrance because it stands out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's dark because
Yeah.
it's deep and dark.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one is really sexy.
Mm.
Yes. So it was one of your favorites from
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can understand it. What are the reactions you get from this one?
I mean, most women, I would have loved to say that this one is something that would, bring in tons of compliments. But the truth is that if they get a whiff of it, if they can actually feel it, they usually compliment me. But the problem with almost all of these fragrances is that the sillage is not that great. So if I'm on a date, then I sort of really got to ask them, how do you feel about this fragrance? Because they got to be like this close to get a whiff of it.
Smart thing on a date, though.
Yeah, well, maybe. I've received compliments for it. But it's, I would receive so much more if it would have been stronger.
Yeah, that's
and that
sad.
goes for pretty much all of the John Varvatos. They are quite famous for not sort of projecting far enough. But when women actually get a whiff of it, they usually love it.
Yeah, and I really think it's a good one.
So how are you going to rate that one?
Does this contain leather?
I think it has hints of leather. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe 4.5.
4.5.
Out of
Okay.
5.
Wow.
Yes,
We are
I think it's
closing
really
in
good.
on
And
the number 5.
Just as you said, I wish that it projected more. Because it's
Okay.
good.
Let's move on to, I guess, the older brother of the Rebel ones, and this is Dark Rebel Rider. And to me, Rebel Rider is more focused on leather, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, it's Russian leather. So you have sort of, it's focused pretty much on that leather, and it has some sort of a slight, I would describe it as a powdery feel. So it's not super powdery, but there's something in it that feels dusty or powdery.
Yeah, it is. Yes, and I love leather fragrances, and the leather together with that powdery note is really, really good. And I do like the bottle as well.
Yeah. The bottle, I love the bottle. It's like leathery.
It looks really good.
With those sort of zippers, really cool. And yeah, we didn't show the bottle of Dark Rebel. I love this one as well, really cool.
Okay, so I'm a sucker for leather, so this is a 5.
Whoa.
I think it's really sexy.
Wow.
Yes.
What I do like, I mean, there are so many different leather fragrances, and a few of those actually are similar to each other. But what I do like about Dark Rebel Rider is that it's usually comes at pretty cheap, or it's not it's not expensive anyway. But I do feel that it's quite unique in the way it smells, and that in combination with the cost of it makes it a bargain, at least in my book.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Would you enjoy it on a woman?
That's I'm not sure about it. I would have to, I guess, try it out.
Yeah.
To me, it's quite masculine, but I could be wrong. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So that was the first 5.
First 5, yes.
And now we are actually on to the last one.
Wow.
Which is
sad because this was fun.
This is the Oud one. So this is John Varvatos Oud. Cool goldish bottle.
And you have been chasing that for a while.
Yeah, I've been chasing it for a while. I finally have it.
And you opened it up in our massive fragrance haul. We are still recovering from that one because it was so massive and we were exhausted when we were done.
Yeah.
So when we have published it, I'm going to link to it if I remember.
Yeah.
But otherwise you will find it on me or Rotten Rebels channel.
Yeah.
And this is a really...
So this is a really complex one. It has so many different... One thing about John Varvatos fragrances is that they have a ton of notes. And this one is probably breaking all the records. It has so many notes that I can't even remember them. But it has oud. I believe it has a slight hint of tobacco as well. Yeah. But the thing with this one is, even though it has oud in its name, I actually don't pick up that much of an oud. It's more heavy on everything else, but it's still, to me, a really solid release. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's really good, and it is, I'm gonna borrow one of your words, a posh oud. It's an elegant oud, I think, and maybe it's because the combination with all of the other notes, but I think it's really, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Yes.
It's a nice one.
And do you think this is the kind of fragrance you can use just whenever, or is it a date fragrance? Or
since it is sort of less intense on the oud side, I feel that you can actually use it to the office. You can use it on a date. You can use it for formal events, pretty much any time. Maybe a bit less summertime. I mean, I think this could actually work as a summer night out fragrance.
Yeah.
But during a sort of under the warm, hot summer sun, maybe less so. Yeah. But otherwise, I would probably rock this one anytime.
So I think it's really good. It's not a 5, but it's a 4. It's a solid 4. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I would definitely like to smell this on someone.
Cool. So I mean, from the rating, the number 1 is Dark Rebel Rider.
Yeah.
But I'm curious then if you would advise your male audience, which one of these do you feel is the sexiest? Is it still Dark Rebel Rider?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So this one is sexier.
Yeah.
Which one comes at number 2 then?
I think number 2 for me is maybe the Dark Rebel or the vintage one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we could say the top 3 are then... So number 1 is Dark Rebel Rider, which Sandra enjoyed the most. And then on a split second place / third place are Dark Rebel and Vintage. That's interesting. And then I'm gonna guess that you enjoyed Oud, the next one.
Yeah.
And you gave this one a 4, which was the same as the Vintage, maybe?
No, I think I maybe gave the Vintage
4.5. I can't remember.
The goldfish memory is back once again.
But yeah, so you still enjoy this one, even though it came on in the 4th place.
Yeah, and I really enjoy oud fragrances, but they are very special, and you have to be in the mood for them. But this is one of the good ones. Yeah,
and since you don't appreciate those bright, citrus heavy, these came in last. But none of these were bad, right?
No, not at all. And
out of these, you enjoyed this one more.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that was a good guide to you guys out there.
Yes. So guys, that was all for this video. If you are a man and you need to smell good, I mean, who doesn't need to smell good? Head on over to Rotten Rebel's channel. He has so many exclusive, great fragrances, many of them that I like or love and would love to smell on men. So head on over there. You also have fragrance fun for girls or women, so go check that out as well. And of course, subscribe to both of our channels, like this video, and comment if you have any John Varvatos fragrances.
Yeah, let us know which one is your favorite. Drop a
Yes.
comment and let us know which one of these you enjoy the most, and if you actually prefer anyone from that isn't in this list.
Yes.
So I know there are a ton. I have the opportunity to buy a lot more than the ones I have here, but I actually didn't like I like all of them, but I didn't think that the rest that I don't have was good enough to warrant a purchase. But please do let us know your favorite, regardless if it's this list or any other.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.